Hey, what's up? It's Comic95, the Savior, and so I wanted to update you guys just as I expected. I actually have another video to make about another incident with the police, but we'll talk about that one later. But I want to talk about my old one. So remember the video that I made about reporting an incident of someone touching me on the train? Well, they got back to me, and I actually recorded the conversation that I had with an English-speaking detective police officer. Just as expected, they did not even try to find the person. So before I give you the phone call, it's about 1 minute and 26 seconds. I'm going to play it off of my phone right here for you to listen to. I will explain what happened. So, for starts, they completely ignored the times that I told them that were best to contact me at, and they just called me on their own, but I'll give them props. They did try to contact me twice. The first time that they called didn't recognize the number, so I ignored it, and then I was like, wait, maybe that was the police, because they did give me their name and number in case I missed their call. Well, they called back, and just as I expected, they waited exactly a month later. So I think it was like maybe a few days before it was going to be a full month. They said within 30 days they'd get back to me, and that's how you know they're not going to solve your case. How can you put a time frame on how long you're going to look into it? And then for so short, just 30 days? I wonder if they would have that same attitude if it were a foreign person. But to recap it, which you really should just watch the video there, I told them that I got on the train, gave them the exact time, exact location, took a picture of the person, everything. I had proof as to what time I got on the train, what time I got off, and I immediately went to the staff, immediately reported it to police. They discouraged me from actually filing a formal police report, everything. And while I was doing that, they told me that it was unlikely they were going to find the person, even although they have the person's picture, not just the exact time they went to the station, the exact time they boarded the train. They got on the train station at the home station. So we know what time they boarded and what time it took off because he got on right after me. He was in line behind me. I told you where he was sitting. I took a picture of the person, so it's not even like I'm just saying, oh, some random guy. So this shows me that they had no interest in finding the person. So anyway, let me calm down. Let's get back on subject. So, yeah, they dropped me off at home, gave me their name, number, whatever, took down my information. That was it. They got back to me a month later. And I'm just not making this video telling you guys about it before I forget. And so they were all fake apologetic. Oh yeah, we're sorry. And they switched their story. So when they first talked to me, they were claiming that, there's so many people there and it's a really busy station, blah, blah. And basically they were saying that they couldn't narrow down to where the person was or when they got on. And they named the wrong train station. And I was like, no. I didn't say it was in Suginami, Meidai. That's where I got off the train to report it. I said that he got on the train and it happened at Shibuya station. Crickets. Oh, one moment. Then he came back and said, yeah, we looked at the footage there. You just told me Meidai is where you were checking. So either one story is true or the other. I find it very unlikely that you just so happen to have checked both stations. When you called me, you were saying Meidai. That's your station. It's Japanese. You didn't make a mistake. What you meant to say was you had no interest in looking at any video footage from either place. And they gave an excuse saying there was no camera footage. Funny how when I got back on the train, on both the KO line and the Ino Kashira, however you say that line, I forget the name of it, Ino something line, there is a clear camera. Clear picture telling you that the train is recording video. Then get this, there's even a camera showing you that it's recording before you get on the train. I did not just say what happened. You have a picture of the guy right here. I gave it to you, and they took a picture of my picture for documentation. What? What do you mean you can't find the person? You mean you didn't care to look for him? Because if I told you that this person shot me, stabbed me, R'd me, well, maybe not me, but Sachiko, oh, you best believe they're going to find the person. But, oh, it's not important enough because I didn't have some drastic, crazy story about how some guy sodomized me, did something crazy to me, whatever. It doesn't matter. I have to lie and exaggerate what happened. And then the other dumb thing was that there were no witnesses. So this is what I learned from Japan. If nobody saw it but you, it didn't happen. There's no punishment for being an arpist. There's no punishment for being a thief. There's no punishment for being an impster unless somebody else saw it besides the person that you touched, besides the person that you stole from, hurt, whatever. If nobody else can back up your claim, it never happened. And I told them, I was like, I'm pretty sure the people on the train thought something happened too, because everybody saw me jump up out of my seat and looked at me. Nobody should be looking at my boobs and watching who's touching them. Part of being an Imster is making sure there's no witnesses. Is making sure nobody can report what you did. What type of crap? How many people get R'd? Y'all know what I mean, R-A-P-E'd. How many people have that happen in front of a live audience where you can point out 10, 20 people that saw it take place as your witness? Do you know how many people would not be in jail right now if there were no witnesses? How is that fair? So I can't say that anybody in Mead, R'd Mead, anything else. It didn't happen if I can't find another person that saw it. Anybody that's good at what they do knows how to do this without anybody seeing. Sorry, but most smart people on the train, this is not porn or hentai. Most smart people, when they want to touch you or a minor on the train, you know what they do? They do it sneaky, sly. They do not out open say, hey guys, look, my hands are looking for boobs. Hey, bitches, I want to grab your boobs. That's not the way that it works on the train. What do? They do it in a sneaky fashion. They pretend to accidentally graze their hand over you, accidentally cup your butt, accidentally put their briefcase in between your legs. It's always accidentally. And then it made me more upset. They treated me almost like I was enjoying the crap, because I explained to them why I didn't go batshit crazy on him the first time that I thought that he touched me. I explained, look, I've been in weird situations myself as a woman. I have a brother, and I might even have a son someday. I'm not going to cause a scene and go crazy over something that I cannot prove factually. We've all done something by accident. It's a crowded train. It's very easy for you to have accidentally touched me. When it keeps happening, I'm like, oh, okay, this is being done on purpose. There are other people that instantly accuse you. There's literally Japanese men that talk about how when they get in the train, they literally keep their hands up top across their shoulders or put their bag in front of them, do whatever they have to do to prove to you, my hands are not touching you. They'll put their hands up on the bar so you cannot claim that they tried to touch you. It's sad that it gets to that point, and I'm grateful to not be a man for that. But I'm thinking, like, that's the reason why I didn't just flat out accuse him. Not to mention, your culture knows this all too well. Y'all don't go around screaming when somebody does something. Somebody could stab y'all, and y'all would just sit there because out of shame you don't want to have to ask for help. That's exactly why that crazy Joker dude got away with the crap he did in the train right then and there too. One person asked him, what are you doing? And that's all it took. All of these grown ass ninjas on this damn train, and I do mean it in the literal ninja way, not a replacement of the N-word. All of these big strong men, and you mean to tell me y'all couldn't just gang up on this fool and stop him? Nope. Instead, everybody, let's run and scream for ourselves like little bitches and try to get in front of old ladies too. That was the embarrassing part of that video, in case I didn't see that part. Japanese salaryman literally tried to run in front of this grandma that wasn't running fast, so we tried to push her out of the way, and it didn't work. That's the most embarrassing part of that clip that nobody talks about. Y'all don't help each other. Everything is about yourself. If it didn't happen to you, doesn't involve you, you don't care. Save myself. That's all that matters. But forget about that. I'm thinking to myself, I don't know how to go about this. One part of me is like, I totally understand. You cannot just accuse somebody and then instantly go to jail, instantly get questioned by police, whatever. I understand part of that. But the other part is like, I'm not asking you to throw this guy, in a cell or something based off of my testimony. I'm saying bring him in for questioning. I would love to go to court and go through whatever I have to go through. I want him to learn this is not okay. I just spit all over my mouth. I want him to understand that. I understand that everybody's innocent until proven guilty. Totally get that. My goal is not to, because what if it was an accident? What if it was innocent? Whatever else. I totally understand that because they don't know, they weren't there. But you're not even going to try to look into my case. So what happens when he does this to a minor? What happens when he does it to a little Japanese girl? And then I'm not surprised by this. I told you guys about how I literally was reading an article before on Japan Today. And I saw several people chime in and give their own stories. It was a white guy. He was talking about how he had got hit by a truck. It ran over his foot or something. He did have to go to the hospital for it. He got a picture of their license plate. gave it to the police, and they had the nerve to say they couldn't find the truck. A license plate number picture. You still cannot find the vehicle. You have a picture of the truck. You have the license plate number. Now let it be Sachiko. Let it be Taro. Watch how quickly they find what foreigner did it. But when something happens to us, they don't care. So I'm done ranting about this. Let me go ahead and play the clip for you all. I literally had him repeat what he had already said because I thought to myself in a moment, I was like, wait, let me record what he just said instead of just leaving him like this. He was like, oh, gave a little fake sorry at the end. So he had already explained to me what happened and why they couldn't find the person. I asked him again because I wanted to record it for you all. And that's why the conversation's a little bit awkward at this point. But he just basically, oh, well, sorry, we didn't try, basically. Because they lied to me. There are cameras there. You have his clear picture. He has a distinct green bag. You clearly made no effort to even look for the guy. Don't play with me. Just say, look, we don't care. People report crap all the time. You're still alive. He didn't argue. Get over it. Somebody touched your boob. That's basically what he might as well have just said to me. So let's go ahead and play it.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I just want to understand again. So there are cameras next to the entrance on the train line that I took. There's no way that can be checked there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we checked the camera, the entrance, but we couldn't find him.
Stumbling over his words.
Okay, I understand.
Sorry.
Sorry, my phone is vibrating.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Really sorry about that. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Sorry, bye.
Okay, that was the end of the conversation. They claimed that they checked the entrance, couldn't find him. Y'all, it's narrowed down to the exact minute that we got on the train. These are Japanese trains. They arrive on time. The train was on time. Not only are there cameras at Shibuya Station, there's cameras at that exact train line entrance to get on board. And there's cameras on the train. And you have my picture. They didn't say they were looking for video footage to prove that he did it. They're telling me they can't even find the man. Brown-skinned Japanese man with a neon green bag. Older man. You really can't find him. Interesting. So they were nice. They were nice to me. I won't lie about that. They even gave me a free ride home. But that doesn't change the fact they didn't even try to find the person, just to question them. I didn't ask them to put him in prison. To be honest, I wouldn't even care if they didn't find him guilty due to lack of sufficient evidence. The fact that he doesn't even have to go in for questioning, he just gets off completely scot-free, because it's not worth your time, basically. And then here was my bigger problem. Forget about my feelings. Forget about that. If you are not going to look into this stuff, then please, Japan, take down all of your little stupid signs telling people to report Chikan. Please take down all of your stupid signage inside of the trains and outside of it telling you to let somebody know. Because all you're going to do is laugh at it. The police were literally holding back from flirting with me when I went to the station. Because the whole time they were there, all it seemed like was they were thinking, man, I'd love to touch your boobs too. I I wasn't even dressed inappropriately. I was wearing athletic clothes. I had on a jacket. But of course, oh my God, anything that outlines your chest, even if it's completely zipped up, I have to have on baggy clothes and be dressed like a grandma. And even then the excuse would be, well, maybe you shouldn't be out at this time. Because they questioned that too. They asked me what was I doing. Well, I have to tell you what I'm on the train for. I live in Japan. I live in Tokyo. I can go if I want to. But I was coming from Yokohama. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't care if I just came from getting dick down. Why does it matter? If I do not give you permission to touch me, you don't touch me. And forget about me and my permission. Don't have up fake signs telling people to report stuff. And then when they do it, then you don't look into it. And forget about not looking into it. The police discouraged me. I can't even fathom that in the U.S. Imagine going to the police and telling them that somebody M or R you. And they tell you, well, what do you have to do today? Are you busy? It's going to take a long time to fill out this report. You're going to be late for work. Are you sure you want to do it? Maybe we can't find the person. They literally constantly, throughout each step, kept telling me it was going to take too long. We're not going to find the person. They literally spoke from both sides. They tried to discourage me by telling me that I was wasting my time because I might have to go to work. Then they told me I was wasting my time because they weren't going to find the person. They just kept trying to put the pressure back on me for why it's not worth my time to do it. You're the police. So you would rather have a crazy Emmer R running around in your streets, on your trains, on your buses. Shouldn't you be encouraging me to waste my time to report a bad guy? Because this is helping your country, your city, your job. At least I'm grown. I feel sorry for any young girl that happens to that's underage. Or some little Japanese chick that's not willing to speak up. It's going to traumatize that person for life. This is how this type of stuff happens. This is why men get away with it. Because not only does nobody report it, when it does happen, they do nothing to find the person. Unlike most people, I had the balls and I had courage and I took this man's photograph. That was really risky for me to do. Because all it took was for the guy to see I'm taking his picture. He could have hit me, lost his crap on me, anything. And is a Japanese person going to help my black ass? No. They're going to sit there, record it, or at best be like, stop, please. And I'm going to get the crap knocked out of me. Ninja style. That was ballsy of me to do. The average person ain't going to have no picture. They're just going to come to you and say where they were, what time it was. And by me taking the picture on my iPhone, it time and location stamped it. Total proof where the picture came from. What time it was taken. All the proof you need. You know what time I took the train, where we both got on the train, and he had on distinctive clothing and a distinctive bag. And he's next to me, a black woman. All you gotta do is look, okay, where's the dark-skinned person on the train? Oh, it's her, next to another dark-skinned Japanese guy. That's the guy, that's the man. You can play games with pretend like, oh, maybe the camera on the train wasn't working. So you mean to tell me none of the cameras in Shibuya station that he, had to have passed by to get to that train line were working? None of them? And they didn't say it wasn't working. They said it was too much footage to find the person. You have the exact minute to look at the camera. You know where to fast forward to. What's hard is when you don't know the exact time. You just have an approximate time. It was sometime in the morning. Well, yeah, that's going to take forever. But if it's of importance, you should do it. And what better stuff does police have to do here? Nothing. Which is why when I went and reported that, they embarrassed me. And I think that was a part of them trying to keep me from wanting to report anything. They sent the entire Koban to come get me from the police station. Not from the police station, from the train station. They literally it was like 6 or 8 police officers came and escorted me to the Koban. And everybody was staring and looking at me like I did something bad or illegal. It was so embarrassing. Especially with all of this Black Lives Matter stuff going on, because it looked like I did something bad in their country. And they know about the stereotypes of, white police officers treating black people like trash in the U.S. So it kind of, I can't explain it. There's a stigma behind it here in the U.S. Here in Japan too. It was embarrassing for me because I know I didn't do anything wrong and that I'm not in trouble, but it looks that way, especially since a part of them talking to me, they have to get my identification. So they needed my passport, needed my residence card, and I was in a weird moment at the time because my residence card was expired and I was waiting a new one. I was in between jobs and just so much stuff going on. But I felt like that was a part of them trying to discourage me from me, doing that too. So, and then that's what I was getting at. Like, they have so much time on their hands. When you call the police in the U.S., you lucky if 2 officers show up. Y'all literally had 8 people, like 6 or 8 people come and get me for that? I'm just telling my story. Even when I got picked up in the car, there was 3 police officers. Is that necessary? You only need 1 person to handle it. Or at best 2 if you want to say you want to have somebody to corroborate their story if I say something happened inside the car, whatever the case is. I get that. But I'm thinking like 3 people, like that's kind of overkill. And in this case, 6, 8 people, however many people it was, you don't need all of that. So, I'm just so irritated. And I hate that too, because like, even what I'm wearing right now, I could never wear this outside. Why do I have to prove? Why do I have to prove to you? Let me lower my voice. Why do I have to prove to you that I'm not a whore or something? I don't care if I was a full-on sex worker. That does not give you permission to touch me. If I don't say, yes, you can do X, Y, and Z to me, you don't put your hands on me. And I feel like part of the police, they like to discredit stuff, being like, oh, well, you're dressed this way, so I would have done it too. And so don't get me wrong, dressing certain ways does attract bad people. And so for the girls that go around here dressed like you know what, I'm not in agreement with y'all on that end. I will say that dressing certain ways, you're asking for trouble. I'm not going to excuse the people that did it. Yes, the guy's still bad for doing X, Y, and Z. But I gave this analogy, I think, on Patreon before. It would be the equivalent to going into a bad, poor neighborhood, poor, bad, third world country with a wallet full of $100 bills. Brand new iPhone, brand new GoPro camera, brand new Canon camera around your neck, bragging about how you're a doctor, wearing your white jacket, and then act surprised when somebody robs you. Is that person not a thief for stealing from you, from mugging you, from knocking you out? Are they not a bad person? Do they not deserve jail time? Yeah, they are bad and they do deserve punishment. But you're an idiot for setting yourself up for that. You were asking to be robbed. You shouldn't have been having that stuff hanging out like that. Okay, same thing for you as a girl. I gotta keep it real with you. Women don't like to hear this, but I'm gonna play a little bit devil's advocate here and keep it real. You cannot dress like a you-know-what and then act surprised when people not only treat you like one, but when they touch you and do bad things to you. Yes, in a perfect world, men can control themselves, keep their hands to themselves. Yes, he is still a bad guy. But does it matter if he should have kept his hands to himself when he already did X, Y, and Z to you? Does it matter when you're dead? Does it matter when you've been R'd? Does it matter when you've been M'd? No, it doesn't. It would be wiser to do what you can to protect yourself as best as you can. Bad things can and still do happen. Same thing with the house. You can lock your doors, get a guard dog, buy a security system. Somebody can still break into your house. But let's keep it real. You're not going to get judged as harshly as the dumb person that never locks their doors, has no security system, no security dog, tells everyone, hey, I never lock my doors, my window's open. One person's asking for it, one person's trying to prevent it. Just keeping it real with you. In this case, I realize in the country that I'm in, men do not know how to control themselves as well as men from my country do, which we're not perfect at it either. But you think that you want to complain about the U.S. till you come to Asia. It's not just Japan, all of East Asia at least. And I'm pretty sure South Asia is the same too. I could never let this be showing. Men would lose their crap. They lose it just by seeing the outline of my boobs. Just seeing that I have a full bust. That's enough to get people going crazy here and treat me like a slut. Like, shoot, y'all should wait till you see my Instagram account. I don't even dress like that in real life. Instagram is an American account. I can do whatever the crap I want to there. But in real life, I realize I can't do that. Because I'm setting myself up for weirdos, creeps, to be talked about, looked down on, and to get hurt, whether it be physically or sexually. And that's scary. If we lived in a perfect world, I could pretend like this stuff doesn't matter. And yet, at the end of the day, men should and are held accountable in my book. But I also have to be real. There are things I can do to try and prevent those things from happening. And so I will do that. And that's why I stand by trying to dress modestly, etc. But in this case, I'm just explaining to you once again, this is not a matter of me not being dressed appropriately. I'm not even wearing cute clothes. But I'll keep it real. Like I said, it is athletic clothing. So from the guy's perspective, oh, he can see the outline of my breasts because I'm wearing a tight jacket. I'm not going to lie and pretend like it was a modest outfit because it wasn't. It's sexy to Japanese people. It looks like wearing a black cat suit is what the clothing looked like. But you're not seeing anything. Nothing's being shown, no cleavage. The only thing out are my arms. Not even my full arm. No shoulders or anything like that. It's just netted on the top part of my arm and on the top part of my back. That's it. He was touching my breast up. So, I give up. I'm done ranting about this. Made an almost 30-minute video for this, but just want to give you guys a little bit of an update. Basically, in a nutshell, they didn't try to look for it as expected. This is Japan for you. And yeah, they don't care. Even if you do report it, they're not going to try to find the person. You would literally have to get the person to willingly come with you off of the train and apologize for what he did. Because unless he admits to doing it on the spot, they're going to say, well, you can't prove that he did it because he says that he didn't do it. And nobody else is going to stand up for you and be like, oh yeah, we saw X, Y, and Z. They're not going to. It doesn't matter to them. Especially if you're a foreigner and grown. They don't give two craps about it. And shoot, even then, the guy could be confessing to them about what he did right to their face. And instead of him getting in trouble, they try to victim blame you. They'd be like, well, he says he's sorry. Does he really need jail time? You should think about it. Is it really worth it? Do you really want to go to court for this? He already said he's sorry. That's exactly how they would act towards it. So, I'm done. I can go on about this forever. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you had a similar situation or want to give your 2 cents, leave a comment down below. Other than that, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Comic95. You can add me on Snapchat at Comic the Savior, and you can follow me on TikTok at Comic the Savior as well. You can like my Facebook fan page at Comic95 the Savior and read my blog Comic95.com. I have tons of other videos, story times, journals, etc. like this. You can watch on my YouTube channel homepage. You can look at my homepage. I have tons of playlists, and you can search for various topics, keywords there, and find other videos that interest you. So yeah, don't worry about me. I'm gonna be fine. It's happened, some months ago, but I just want to update you guys about it because I didn't tell you what happened. But I'm not even surprised at this point. I've had worse things happen, to be honest, and I'm used to it. The police never do anything. They're never on my side, and I have very low expectations, especially when dealing with anything in Japan, because as a foreigner, I'm not even a second-class citizen here. They treat you like trash. And this is a big part of why I say, all the little phony politeness that you all talk about, Japan is polite when they're getting your money. When it comes to, social things, work, day-to-day life, legal troubles, Japanese people treat you like trash. You think Japanese people are so nice and so polite? Go to immigration. You'll change your mind. Spend a day at immigration. You will quickly see how trash they treat you. So, that's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And I hope you watch another video. Bye.